All right, yesterday we talked about managing the symptoms, but today we're going to talk about what you can do to manage the cause in a more long-term structure.
So make sure you stay tuned into this minisode because we're talking preventative maintenance.
We're talking leadership this week, and one of the organizations we are so proud to be at the helm of is the Neuroencoding Institute.
We got to co-found the Neuroencoding Institute alongside Dr. Joseph McClendon III, amazing world-renowned neuropsychologist and incredible mentor and teacher. If you're at all interested in learning more about what the Neuroencoding Institute does and what it can do for you, please visit neuroencoding.com.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
When it comes to preventative maintenance for your runaway thoughts and emotions, this is all about inserting healthy habits into your life right now that will ensure that when your season does come, and I say when, not if, because everyone experiences some degree of these emotions, you're more prepared to handle them, and hopefully your train doesn't run away.
Here's something we learned in 20 years of restaurant business ownership, that it is far more cost effective to pay for preventative maintenance of your equipment, like your ice machine, your grills, your stoves, than it is to repair them as they break. Well, guess what? It's the same for your machine, which is your body and your experience of your mental health on the inside. So preventative maintenance is this same concept, but applied to you. It is far more effective for you in a cost-wise, both monetarily, time-wise, energy-wise, to engage in preventative maintenance and keep your stress management strong than it is to try and get a train right before it runs off the tracks.
All right, I'm just going to be the petulant little sister here for a second and maybe add a voice to a voice that's also going in your mind. But Shy, preventative maintenance is hard. I don't want to do it.
Well, when you look at the list of things, you are going to feel that way and you're going to say, I don't have time. Or yeah, I know. Like, how often do we do this? I caught myself doing this even recently on something that I was learning about leadership, where I was thinking, yeah, I know this. I know that that's the answer, but am I doing that? No, then I haven't connected knowing to doing yet, which means I've got a lot of room for improvement. So as we talk about these preventative maintenance aspects, you already know all of them. None of them are going to be a surprise to you, but ask yourself and rate yourself. How well am I doing here? And do I have room for improvement?
Right. So number one, we talked a little bit about this before, but allow yourself the space to feel what you're feeling. Oftentimes when we try to repress an emotion, it comes back even uglier than before. If we don't make eye contact with it, it just gets knotted up inside of us and oftentimes can even manifest. We do not have time to get into the science behind this, but can manifest as physical illness as well. So give yourself the opportunity to acknowledge the emotion, even if you just say to yourself in your mind, I understand that I'm feeling the feeling of depression right now, and I see that in my body, and I see it in my mind, and I see it. If you just acknowledge and allow, you create more room for yourself to lighten up and calm down.
Right. Then you're not trying to necessarily control it or wrestle it away or push it away. You're acknowledging its existence. You're allowing its ability to exist. And then you're going to be able to make that conscious choice of what to do with it. Now, if I say humans are creatures of habit, right? You already knew what the answer to that was. So if you do not have strong habits, then you as a creature are more prone to injury. Now, in the modern world, that injury doesn't look like death by saber-toothed tiger. It looks like missed emails. It looks like missed workouts. It looks like not showing up as your best for your significant others and your kids. It looks like not following through on things with your team that you said you would, right? It's those kinds of things that we're not allowing ourselves to accept fell in when we're missing a good habit structure. And so, of course, one of the best things you can do for preventative maintenance is to have a good routine and to stick to it.
A good routine is one of those things that you can lean on when those emotions start to run away from you, that give you a sense of control. And this is another one of those tips, is that if you start to feel these emotions, do something that you feel like you can control. And if you don't already have a routine to dive into, then find something, right? This weekend, I'd be lying if I said that, I did the one day of journaling and then the depression emotion went away. Absolutely not. Like that bee Cindy has been on my back for the last 10 and a half days, and it sucks. And this weekend, one of the things that I did was I had to get in there and say, what do I have control over? And you know what I had control over? I had control over my laundry piles. I had control over the piles of stuff that were kind of in my house that just needed to be cleared and put away, right? I had control over those things, and I took control. And I tell you, I have felt so much better this week than I have in the last few by this really simple action.
Just want to rapid fire 3 more at you that are just mom level reminders. Hydrate, get good sleep,
eat veggies,
right? Eat a balanced meal. Make sure that you are getting plenty of fruits and veggies and whole foods in your life. 3 things that we all say, yeah, but if we're being honest, we know we have room for improvement, and those things can strengthen our ability to weather the emotional storms that will come our way.
This podcast was a production of Angel Phoenix Productions. Explore more episodes of this show or other great shows on the Angel Phoenix Podcast Network by visiting angelphoenix.com. The views expressed in this show do not necessarily represent those of Angel Phoenix Productions or its advertisers, and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.